Hello guys, how are you? I really hope that you are fine. This is your teacher, Mr. Mohammed Sqali. Today I'm going to try a new way of teaching you online. I'm going to use PowerPoint presentation along with my voice, and I believe that is going to be helpful. Today's lesson is about reported speech, of course for second back students, all streams, science and art. Okay, let's start. All you have to do is to play the video. Let's go. Now let's see how reported speech works. Of course, to report what the other says or what others say, we need to report in verbs, say or tell. If these two verbs are in the present, of course you don't need to change the tense. Keep the same tense. Example, direct speech, I like ice cream. In reported speech, we say, she says that she likes ice cream. Present remains the same. It remains the present. And of course, as you can see here, that is in between parentheses. It is optional. You can keep it or use it at the same time. But if the reporting verbs are in the past tense, example, said, told, asked, etc., in this case, the tenses change. Here we go. As you can see in the table, present simple becomes past simple. Present continuous, past continuous. Past simple, past perfect. Present perfect, past continuous, past perfect. For modals, will becomes would, can, could, may, might, must, had to, should, etc. Remember, if the reported verbs are in the present or present perfect or simple future, please don't change the tense. As you can see here, we have to change also place and time. Direct speech, for example, today becomes that day. Yesterday, the day before, next year, following year, etc. Places, for example, here becomes there, this, that, these, those, and so on and so forth. On the other hand, we have tense change, as I told you before. Modals change, of course. Now let's try to see how it works. We are going to start with statements. Statements means not a request, not an order. Now let's start with the reporting statements. All you have to pay attention to is the tense, the tenses of the sentence. In the first sentence we have the present. Of course, the present changes to the past. My father is at work. It becomes, he said his father was at work. The kids were watching TV. This is the past continuous. My mother said the kids had been watching TV. The past continuous changes to the past perfect continuous. I'll work tomorrow. My father said he would work the next day. You should also pay attention to the concept of time. Tomorrow becomes the next day, as you have in the chart. To report questions, we should know that we have two types of questions, WH questions and yes, no questions. Let's start with WH questions. Here, all you have to do is to keep the WH question and, of course, drop the question mark and the inversion of the verb and the subject. Example, where is the post office, please? She asked me where the post office was, not where was the post office, because it's not a question anymore. What are you doing? She asked me what I was doing. who was that fantastic man? She asked me who that fantastic man had. To report yes no questions, all we have to do is to use if. Example, do you love me? He asked me if I loved him. Have you ever been to Mexico? She asked me if I had ever been to Mexico. Are you living here? She asked me if I was living there. All you have to do is to add if, and of course, you pay attention to the tenses. Reporting request is very easy. All you have to do is to put the verb into infinitive. It means to plus verb or not to plus verb. Example, please help me. She asked me to help her. Here we shouldn't care about tenses because it is in infinitive. Please don't smoke. She asked me not to smoke. Could you bring my book tonight? She asked me to bring her book that night, and so forth. So far, so good. For orders, the same. Go to bed. He told the child to go to bed. Now for requests, we use ask. For orders, all we have to use is told. Don't worry. He told her not to worry. This is negative. So we have not plus to plus verb. Be on time. He told me to be on time. Just use it. So let's do this statement. As you can see here, Tom says the introductory verb is in the present, so there shouldn't be any change at this level. I want to visit my friends this weekend. Tom says that he wants to visit his friends this weekend. No changes. In the second example, the introductory verb is in the past, so everything should change. Tom said, I want to visit my friends this weekend. It becomes, Tom said he wanted to visit his friends that weekend. For requests and orders, all you have to do is to put the verb in the infinitive. Let's see these examples. Please do this. She asked me to do that. Open your books. She told us, yes, to open our books. Don't touch your mouth. She told me not to touch my mouth. That's all for today. Thank you so much and good luck.